Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are back to doing our live updates every week. It has been a pretty nice week here now that we've gotten that rain out of there. As we had the heavy rainfall just yesterday morning and the day before. It's nice to have some drier conditions now back into the region. Starting off today, we had a beautiful sunrise. Now, this is every Thursday at 2:30. We'll be doing these updates. Make sure that you're tuning in. We're also going to be doing them every Sunday, so be sure to tune into them as well. You may be watching this at a later time, but if you're watching live, welcome. Let's talk a little bit about what we have out there so far for today. We had a stunning sunrise all across North Georgia. You saw that little bit of cloud cover pass through, but it really moved out as we headed into the afternoon. And for this afternoon, abundant sunshine. Going to be a nice warm day ahead of us as temperatures rise up to around 60 degrees in Atlanta. Looking around the region, you notice down towards Noonan, they've got the blue sky to go along with it. Up towards Blue Ridge, you see the blue sky there above Blue Ridge, right there by the train station. Nice to see that. And then looking into the airport, not seeing any weather delays. Everything moving smoothly out there for them. Even though I'm not seeing any action on the tarmac, I'm sure we're just clicked at that right time. We're not seeing anything going on. 61 at the moment in Atlanta, so there you have it. We're already into the 60s, going to continue to warm up later on today. 70 degrees in Thomaston, 61 in Covington, 63 in Peachtree City, and of course this is as of 2:30. We still could see those temperatures go up a little bit more over the next few hours. Now that we're done talking about what we've seen so far today and a little bit earlier this week, you know, this is our first update of 2023, and I want to kind of wrap up everything that we saw in 2022 and what we experienced. Temperatures were very cold toward the end of the year. Our coldest temperatures of the year were actually back in, I think it was February, up until we headed into December. The very end of the month, we got that big cold spell. We hit 8 degrees on the 24th. That was to start the day. We only rose up into the mid to upper 20s for the afternoon that day. So temperatures were well below average, and that was the coldest temperature that we experienced all throughout the year of 2022. 11 degrees on the 23rd, 18 on the 25th, 19 on the 26th. It all kind of happened within the same time period. And then in March, we only got down to 25. But that is the 5th coldest temperature that we had throughout the year of 2022. And the hottest conditions. Let's talk about the hottest day. 99 degrees on June 15th. Atlanta has managed to avoid 100 degrees for another year in a row. But will we do that in 2023? We're still going to have to wait to find out. Of course, way too early on the year to know. June 22nd and 23rd, we hit 98. You see, that week of June, of really the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, that was really the super hot time of the year as we headed throughout last year. And then the wettest days of the year, of course, it was pretty wet here these last couple of days, but the wettest days of 2022, June 22nd, we got nearly 2.5 inches of rainfall. And you see the only 2 days that we saw above 2 inches within one day. You know, there were some time periods where we had more than 2 inches over 2-day span, maybe even an overnight time frame, but in one 24-hour period from midnight to midnight, our wettest day was there at June 27th and then April 5th, coming in that number 2 spot. As we headed throughout this year so far, or last year rather, you see that we had just under our normal year to date, or a normal year of rainfall. We had 48.15 inches in the rain gauge, and of course this was last year. I know it says this year in that bottom right hand corner, but all the way through December 31st, we did finish up the year just below average. Now this year we started off with a lot of wet conditions, but today, now switching back to what we got going on now, have a lot of clear sky overhead. And again, no rain on the radar. Looking off to our east and southeast, you notice that system that brought us the rain, it's way off the coast now of the Carolinas, and down into Florida they're still dealing with a little bit of spotty shower activity, but we're not seeing anything like that here in Georgia. It's nice to have a drier day. This afternoon, temperatures into the 60s. We move into tonight, temperatures fall back down into the 30s. We always say calm wind, clear sky, cold nights allows for some radiational cooling as we head throughout the evening time frame, and that's what we expect for tonight. Calmer winds, clear skies, cold nights. You got 32 up there towards Blairsville and Dalton. Atlanta going to drop down to the 30s as well, and then we move into tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a little bit of clouds. This one model trying to pick up on it a little bit. We may actually see more sunshine as temperatures rise into the 50s for highs. And then we move into the 30s again for lows Saturday before temperatures rise back up into the 50s and even 60s for some spots for highs. A lot more sunshine to go around there for Saturday. So looking like it's going to be a beautiful week ahead of us. We are going to have temperatures be a little bit cooler than what we had the last couple of days, but the last couple of days where we were hitting the 70s, that is well above average for this time of year. Notice that average high. We should be in the mid 50s. 30s for lows, 50s for highs, and we're not too far off the mark here as we hit throughout the next week with just a few days rising up into the lower 60s. Now, so far this year, we did start off the year with a lot of wet conditions, mainly for the last couple of days, yesterday morning and then the day before that there on Tuesday. Notice 2.5 inches, more than that. So we are well above the amount of rain that we should be having for this time of year. And with that being said, the latest drought monitor that comes out every Thursday morning, so it was released this morning, showing that North Georgia, not even in abnormally dry conditions. We are doing pretty good there. And we have a little bit of rain to add in as we head throughout the next week. Your 7-day forecast showing us that we do have a 10 on the whizometer there for Thursday, a 9 in for Friday. On Saturday, we're going to have a 9, and then on Sunday, a 7. So the 7-day forecast looking pretty good. We are going to have, again, some rain chances in there as we head into the kind of end of the weekend, early part of next week. That's the only thing that we have to look out for. Let's look at that 8 to 14 day outlook. Going to have above average rain possible here as we head throughout the middle part of January. So that's good news. We could really use that additional rainfall, so that's going to be good to have. And then you see here on the 8 to 14 day outlook, looking at the above average temperatures that we're going to have into the middle of the month of January. All that very much needed. So, you know, we have that cold spell at the end of December. It's going to be nice to have the warmer conditions as we move into the middle part of January. So those who like the warmer conditions, we get to keep on with that at least. Looking at your Georgia State Park forecast, moving into the tomorrow time frame, if you want to go out and do a little bit of hiking, looking like a lot of sunshine for much of the state. Notice out there towards Sweetwater Creek, 37 degrees to start the day, 49 there by the time we head into the noon time frame, and then 50s to 60s for highs tomorrow afternoon. Unless you're going to be up there into the North Georgia mountains like Amicalola Falls, going to be having those temperatures only rise into possibly even the upper 40s, so maybe a little bit colder there. And then if you're headed out towards Providence Canyon, well, you may end up rising into the upper 50s. Pretty cool spot there towards kind of southern, middle, kind of western side of Georgia there. Weekend getaways, if you plan on headed out this weekend, maybe going out doing a little bit of exploring out at Lake Lanier, temperatures rising into the 50s, not great boat weather. Going to be a little cool outside. And then you see for Savannah, 60s for highs, lots of sunshine. Friday and Saturday looking like it's going to be stunning. And then South Carolina, if you're headed out to Charleston, they're going to get the sunshine too. Gatlinburg, little bit of rain there to end the weekend and into Monday, so don't be surprised by that. And then we head down to Destin, to the Emerald Coast of Florida. Beautiful spots down there. Destin going to have mid to upper 60s for highs with a little bit more cloud cover there to end the weekend. So if you plan on doing any trips, maybe tack on that Monday if you don't want to be discouraged by some of that rainfall that we have on Sunday for some spots. At least we're going to have a majority of the weekend staying dry. So it's looking like we are going to shape up to have a fairly nice week ahead of us again, the 7-day forecast. You got to be happy to see so many drier days on the board, with the exception of just those rainy days on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, the rain chances you saw on the 7-day, only a 20 to 30% chance for rain. And I want to go ahead and bring up how much rain we're expecting over the next 7 days, because honestly, it's not much. Look in the far northwest corner of Georgia. That's spots that really don't need the rainfall as much. That's going to be where we have the chance to see anywhere about a half of an inch to an inch of rain. Unfortunately, they're the spot that looks like they're going to get a majority of the rain for the next week. Down to the Atlanta area, going to be about a quarter of an inch of rain or less. So not as much for our region, but we are still going to have that chance for a little bit of rain here and there. Another thing that you love to see is the fact that our overnight lows are not going to be as cold as what we had here just about a week ago. Making our way throughout the end of December, it was bone-chilling cold. We're not even going to drop to the freezing point here in Atlanta as we head throughout the next 5 days or throughout the next week. I don't even think we're going to hit below freezing for the next 2 weeks in Atlanta, hitting 36 degrees there on Saturday, 43 for Sunday, 45 for Monday. That's just to start off the day, and then 40 there for Tuesday. Tuesday. So some of those rain chances as we head throughout Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It allows our temperatures to not fluctuate as much. We have a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere, and it allows for a little bit more comfortable conditions. So it's looking like, again, a pretty quiet week ahead of us after we had such a high amount of activity moving into the end of last week. I do want to go ahead and bring up the 7-day though, so I want to talk about it a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and keep my mic open, bring up the 7-day and check that out for a little bit. It is showing that we do have those temperatures sitting in the 50s for highs again for the next for the Friday time frame, 60s there as we head throughout Saturday. Sunday hitting the 59 degree mark, 58 there for Monday, 58 again for Tuesday, and 57 for Wednesday. Not too bad there. And my director, would you mind pulling up the 7-day up full for me? Because I want to make sure that everyone can get a good view of what we're expecting here as we head throughout this next week. Again, it's looking like it is going to be right around average for this time of year compared to what we've been dealing with a little more recently. So I hope everybody can get out there and enjoy the more comfortable conditions. I guess they're having a little bit of technical difficulties back there. So let's go back and let's just look at the rain by month again, showing us that we did finish up the year in 2022 with some pretty good rainfall. Of course, we didn't hit that average, but we were at least close. We did hit 48.15 inches. So, you know, we were just a little bit more than an inch off there, so nothing too serious. At least we did get a little bit of rain here and there. So we do these updates, of course, every Thursday. I want to make sure that everyone knows that you can tune in, either watch it live on Roku or Fire TV, or you can watch them later on your device. We can also do these updates on Sundays. And we're going to be doing that for at least a few weeks here to make sure everyone's aware of what you can expect here for the week ahead. Again, downloading that 11 Alive app, it gives you live looks at the radar whenever you're on the go. You can see that in the top spot on the screen there. This is actually what it looks like whenever you open up the 11 Alive app. And then you see 61 degrees there as we headed throughout today. That's the current conditions for Thursday afternoon. And then you see moving into tonight, you have the hourly tab, you have the daily tab. It's great. Watch, you can send in your weather wow moments and then watch our updates live, like this one. We're live on the app right now, so you can keep informed on everything. Make sure you download that Roku and Fire TV app though as well. So our director in the back, do you think you could pull up the 7-day for me? Because I would love to talk a little bit more about that. Thank you so much. You notice that we have 61 again for the high and 55 for Friday. We're going to have 61 for Saturday. Once we head into Sunday, we're going to have a 59 there for a high. And you saw it just a moment ago where we had those rain chances just going to be a little low there for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up here. Don't forget to download the 11 Alive app. We're actually just going to leave this up for you just so you can check out what the forecast is going to be for the rest of the day. Don't forget, we'll be back again on Thursday next week, and then we'll, of course, have the update on Sunday to go along with it. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll keep you updated on everything right here at 11 Alive.